Super Smash Bros. Ultimate boasts over 75 unique fighters that originate from a wide variety of games. With Min Min coming in as the first fighter in a second wave of DLC, Steve and Alex from Minecraft are officially joining the fight as the second of 6 characters in the Fighters Pass Volume 2. This brings the total number of playable characters to 77, but there are still 4 unknown DLC fighters remaining. With fan favorites like Banjo and Kazooie, Hero, and Steve joining the roster, who else might we be able to expect? A poll conducted by Source Gaming indicates which characters fans would like to see next, so I decided to take a look. But before we get started, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more videos in the future. Let's take a look at the top 10 most requested Super Smash Bros. Ultimate fighters. Making it in at the number 10 spot, we have Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. Wright is a veteran defense attorney who specializes in turning around hopeless criminal trials. Despite being a fairly average guy, he's almost always in the discussion for new Smash fighters. Maybe it's because players would like to have some visual novel representation, or maybe it's because he's already appeared in a fighting game before, but it's clear that players would like to see Sakurai's take on the comical character. His iconic lines, "Take that" and "Objection" would be fun to see incorporated into his moveset. Again, Wright is just a regular dude with some pretty good luck and pretty good deduction skills, but I'd love to see him join the roster. At number 9, we have Bandana Waddle D. I'm no stranger to Bandana D's popularity, as he was one of my initial predictions for new characters when Ultimate was first announced. With newer iterations of the character carrying around a signature spear, a ranged moveset along with similar close-range attacks to Kirby would be ideal. I'm not so sure that Sakurai would use up a slot in the fighter pass for Bandana D, but he does have a tendency to show a bit of favoritism to his own series, so there might be a shot. In a game where just about every major video game mascot is present, the absence of a certain Space Marine has not gone unnoticed. Despite his lessened role in more recent titles, Master Chief is synonymous with Halo and the Xbox brand. It's been evident that Microsoft is willing to let their characters join the stage, as was the case with Banjo and Kazooie, but we have yet to see this fan-favorite character appear in any Smash Bros. Media. I'd imagine Master Chief to play similarly to Snake in that he would use military-grade alien equipment such as plasma grenades and energy swords. His inclusion would also serve as an advertisement for the upcoming Halo Infinite, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see the Chief as one of our 4 remaining fighters. Steve and Alex were actually sitting at 7th place on the poll, so instead I'd like to reiterate another character that I've mentioned in the past. Shantae has been one of my most anticipated characters to be revealed for Smash for a while now. As a good representation of the indie scene, Shantae would fit right into the colorful cast of fighters. With a range of magic spells and animal transformations, she would also make for quite an interesting fighter in a game that prides itself on creative gameplay. Just for reference though, Shantae did come in at number 13 on this poll, with Waluigi at number 12 and Raimu at 11. The protagonist and titular hero of the Rayman games comes in at number 6 on this poll. Just as Phoenix Wright from before, Rayman has actually already appeared in a fighting game. He is a playable character in the free-to-play 2D fighter Brawlhalla, in part due to Ubisoft's acquisition of the game and its developers. Despite the appearance in a competing game, however, there's no real reason that Ubisoft would forego the option to have one of their most popular characters join the roster for Smash Ultimate as well. His ability to throw his own free-floating limbs at his opponents would certainly make for an interesting playstyle. Rayman has already appeared as a spirit within the game, and his inclusion as a playable fighter would benefit everyone involved. At number 5 is Dante from the Devil May Cry series. I'm gonna be honest here, I haven't played any of the DMC games, so I don't feel that I can really do this one justice. What I can tell you is that Dante is a badass demon hunter and that I would love to see him join the roster. I get a sort of Bayonetta vibe from him, but that might just be because of the whole demon thing. I'm positive that Sakurai would be able to make use of the extensive lore and history of the character to make something interesting. Let me know in the comments how you think Dante would fit into Smash Ultimate. I'm a little bit shocked that Sora isn't higher on the list if I'm being honest. Kingdom Hearts is a massive franchise with a huge fanbase, yet it has no representation in Smash Bros. As of yet. Sora and his Keyblade are iconic figures in pop culture already, and Square Enix would do well to shine a light on his popularity again after the lackluster reception of Kingdom Hearts 3. I wouldn't expect to see any references to Sora's Disney friends though, as the licensing issues may not be worth the headache for Sakurai. But I'm fully expecting to see Sora join the roster in the hopefully near future. People thought that putting Snake in the game was a crazy idea. They thought that Bayonetta was even crazier. So why not Doomguy? Coming in at number 3 on the poll, Doomguy or Doomslayer is an ex-Marine who fights the war against the legions of Hell as they invade various realms of the universe, including Earth. There is a point to be made about the violent nature of the Doom games and whether or not it would stand to be represented in Smash Bros, but I think that previous fighter inclusions, including the ones I just mentioned, give the idea a little bit more credibility. There's a variety of weapons that could be utilized in his moveset, including the BFG and the chainsaw, but the most interesting trait of Doomguy would be his movement. In the 2016 reboot of Doom, there is an emphasis on fast, uninterrupted movement as you progress through the levels. It would be nice to see this design philosophy applied to his movement in Smash as well. Alright guys, we get it. You want Geno in Smash. It's a bit surprising actually how large of a following Geno has in the Smash community. Super Mario RPG is a relatively obscure game at this point, but fans are still hoping for Geno to make his mark on the franchise. Sakurai himself has stated that he wanted to include Geno as far back as Brawl, but for whatever reason hasn't done so yet. Geno is a warrior from Star Road and is known for having high attack power and speed, but low defense. Hailing from an RPG, we could see similar mechanics to Hero in his gameplay, but more than likely he would behave more like a traditional fighter. Nostalgia seems to be the leading factor behind his popularity, but with Sakurai's own desire to see him join the roster, fans might finally get what they've been asking for. With quite a comfortable lead over second place, our number 1 most requested Smash Ultimate fighter is Crash Bandicoot. There isn't much to say that hasn't already been said before, as Crash is almost always at the top of people's lists. The Bandicoot has surged in popularity again since the release of the N. Sane Trilogy and the announcement of Crash Bandicoot 4. As one of the few remaining mascot characters not already in the game, I'd be surprised if we didn't see Crash find his way into Smash Ultimate at some point in the future. That rounds out the top 10 most requested fighters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate according to Source Gaming. With 4 spots left in this fighter pass, I'd expect to see at least one of these characters make an appearance. Is there a character that you didn't see here but you want to see in Smash Ultimate? Let me know in the comments who would be a good fit for the roster. And be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out some of the other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching.